We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
These blacks.
We say it take a village to raise a child, but what if the village is retarded?
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. So I heard you guys were looking for me. If you're looking for Tiffany Henyard, press the subscribe button. Yes, you. Press the subscribe button. So, what do you want me to talk about? This or that? This and that? Or me? Tiffany Henyard. You pick. Put your questions in the comments, and I'm going to answer all questions. Just be respectful. If you're disrespectful, I'm not going to answer it. Because remember, I got the tea with the receipts. Matter of fact, if you want the tea, get it from me. Go tell that. Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back. We are back. Welcome to another show. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. I would appreciate if you just went ahead and gave me an early like. Just like it on the strength. Just know you're about to like what's about to happen here. You see the young lady on the screen. Not really a young lady, but you know. You see the lady on the screen, Tiffany Henyard, the super mayor. The super mayor is in trouble, y'all. The super mayor is in trouble. I don't know if it's legally accurate to say she's, quote, on the run. But she's kind of on the run. She has been incommunicado for the last couple of days, apparently. Some pretty big news came out in the last few days. Kind of rocked her world, as they say. And I would imagine it's only a matter of time before the feds come knocking. Because, you know, it really takes the federal government to come and prosecute issues of corruption at our state and local levels. You know, sometimes at the state level, you can get things done, but, you know, who watches the watchman, as they say. So the federal government is about high up as we can get. At some point, the feds are going to come for Tiff. I imagine there's a case being built right now. You know how the feds are. There's two explanations for why the feds get like a 90% or higher conviction rate. One, they do all of their homework before they take a shot at you. Or here's a competing theory about that really high conviction rate. They cheat. Now, I'm not above thinking that the feds cheat, but I'm pretty sure they're putting up a huge case against everyone's favorite black girl mayor. Now, what's the significance, the greater significance of Tiffany Henyard's issues, given the political climate we're all in right now? You know, what's the big picture here? Where are we going with all this? Let me connect some dots for you guys.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like Black women, but Black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
As we are all being hoodwinked with this Black adjacent presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, we're also putting a lot of faith, or we're being told and expected to put a lot of faith in the leadership capabilities of Black women. You know, I played a clip the other night, last night. I played a clip on last night's show. Some gay-haired Pajit saying how Tim Walsh is here to show white guys that there is joy in Black female leadership. You know, and we all laughed and laughed. It was funny. It was hilarious. But that's actually what's being leveraged on everyone right now. This notion of there's joy in Black female leadership, and we as the voting base should expect joy from Black female leadership, you know. And I want to believe. All right. I'm not anti-Black woman. You know, my mama's a Black woman, right? Hi, Mom. I want to believe in the leadership of Black women, but I'll be having a hard time with Black women's leadership capabilities. You know, personally, that's just me. It's just things that I've seen, things that I've noticed over time. Black women's leadership capabilities frighten me, honestly.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
As the son of a strong, independent Black woman, as the I guess you could say the co-parent alongside another strong, independent Black woman, I'm not really feeling this trust the plan proposition, bro. Like, don't put a Black girl in front of me and just tell me to trust the plan. I've been here before. I've been here my whole life. Don't do this. Don't do this. And furthermore, let me ask a question. Let me get it out of my own personal dark memories. I have horrible, tragic, Shakespearean memories of Black female leadership. But it's not about me. It's not about me. My misery is my own. Let me ask the chat a question. I want you guys to name some cities if you can, or the names of the actual women if possible, right? Think about all the cities, all the mayor offices, the sheriff's department, a lot of Black female, like chiefs of police and commissioners or whatnot. You know, high up, corner level, corporate office leadership type of positions. Can you name a city that has had a Black female mayor that hasn't ended in some kind of scandal or just general social dysfunction, municipal dysfunction? Name the town with Black female leadership that you would love to move to. And you can't say Wakanda. You motherfucker, you. You can't say Wakanda. The first nigga that typed Wakanda in the chat is getting timed out. The Republic Room says New York mayor. I think we have a Black female interloper in the chat. Everybody be nice to the girl. You know, we're not mean to girls over here. God damn it, Paul C. You're gonna really test my game. You niggas, you see, I'm dead serious about this shit. About to time some motherfuckers out. 30 seconds. Pelican Bay. All of you motherfuckers. Like I said, you can't say Wakanda, goddammit. Wakanda don't count. Wakanda is a little Jewish man's fantasy, okay? Some Jewish guy named Stan, he gave the final approval on Wakanda's building plans. You can't make that a Black thing. The Samoan leader. Samoans are not Black, bro. Don't Kamala your way into this conversation, all right? Samoan women are not Black. And I'm not even opposed to Samoan chicks. I might try to get me one day. But Samoan women are not Black. No. Samoan women don't count. This motherfucker. Always trying to Black adjacent a motherfucker. Stop trying to Black adjacent me. And the Republic says, I know you from Sub-Zero's chat. I may in fact know you from Sub-Zero's chat. I didn't really remember you initially. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. I may talk shit about women, but I'll be welcoming. I'm welcoming to women in general. You know, I'm still talk my shit though. I'm still talk my shit. You gotta let me do my dance. Just because I don't want to be mean to girls doesn't mean I'm not gonna do my dance. But we have to talk about this this promotion of Black female leadership. But we're gonna ease into it. And because we do have, a queen as a special chat room guest right now, let me hit y'all with this musical selection from Black female leadership. The Kamala Defense Force, they got a choir too. They don't just have shooters, they have a choir and everything.
We're not going back. We're not going back. Just like a tree planted by the water. We're not going back.
Black female gospel, all right? I don't mean gospel sung by Black women. I mean gospel devoted to Black women. Yeah, it's a religion. It's a religion. You must not know. You must not know. It's a whole church.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the Black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the Black woman is God.
The Black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
You take care, Republic Room. Y'all have a nice dinner.
Your vote is your voice. Let it be heard. 'Cause we're not going back. Make a plan, register to vote, and put some joy in your vote. You know what I'm talking about. Harris Walls, baby. We're not going back. We're not going.
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't even know where she's from, but she should go back. Matter of fact, I think she's from Jamaica. I think she's Jamaican. She don't have that accent because she probably been here since little, but I think she's from Jamaica. She can go home. You can go back too. You don't need all these rights. You don't need all these rights. You got coconuts and shit from where you from. You don't need all these rights. You good money. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Tiffany Henyard. And yes, that is Dee's mom from Moesha. Or Moesha's stepmother, I think, in the show. That's Moesha's mom, She's still kind of milfy. She bought me some Hennessy. We go. I go for some Hennessy, bro. I'm not even going to deny it, The good Hennessy, not that regular shit. You got to buy me like the white people Hennessy. But let's talk about Tiffany Henyard. Tiffany's been she's been on a roll most of her life. And recently in the last few years, she has she's found herself in a great position, not one, but two government jobs. She is the mayor of Dalton, and she's effectively the mayor of another town, but it's a smaller town, so it's a smaller position, but still, she's like the corporate officer for two small American Midwest towns, right? Now, let's go back to the very beginning of her rise to political success.
Became the first woman and the youngest mayor to win office there.
Yeah, the new
Tuesday's mayoral election wasn't just a landslide, it was historic, as Tiffany Henyard became the first woman and the youngest mayor to win office there.
Yeah, the newly minted mayor, kind enough to join us this morning. Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So this one wasn't even close, and maybe because your message just resonated with voters. You say you want to...
Now, first off, take note, voted in by a landslide, which in a local town election doesn't mean all that much. You know, small towns, not, you know, it's not that impossible. But take note, voted in by a landslide. And so you got to imagine what happened here. You know how the blacks are. You put a pretty face on TV and anything is possible. Yes, Free Zone. You put a pretty face on TV and most niggas is going. They don't even really need the Hennessy. I was just throwing out there because she an old bitch. I know she got money. You can afford to buy a nigga a drink. But niggas is following a pretty face, bro. That's just really how it is. And so women are going to vote for the attractive cheerleader type, right? So like to the average black girl, she's like your good looking round the way homegirl type chick, right? She identifies with blackness in all the ways that I hate. And it's easy to imagine all the niggas in Dalton voting for her, right? All the old ladies, all the young women, all the baby mamas, all the baby mamas' mamas, all the baby mamas' boyfriends, baby daddies, everybody voted for her. And it's not that hard to imagine, right? It's not that hard to imagine. You niggas are stupid, though. You niggas is really stupid. And I hope you feel stupid. I hope you all feel individually and collectively stupid, because there's no other feeling that's appropriate to what you all did to yourselves.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with y'all? You niggas are crazy.
Be the glue in your community. So how do you do that?
I do that by now stepping up to the plate and reaching out to all my government bodies, the park district, school board, library board. So once I get sworn in on day one, me with my right hand up is me lowering the bridge saying, come on guys, let's come together and work together.
All right. Well, you know, earlier this year we had one of your...
Now, right off the bat, she says she wants to fight crime. She wants to fight crime, which is ironic because she probably started stealing from day one. I bet you she came in the office putting pens and staplers and shit in her pocket. She took like a whole box of printer paper home, couple of ink cartridges and shit. I bet you she came into the office stealing. She loaded up her trunk on the first day. And then she tried to fight crime.
Your opponents, Andrew Holmes, on Good Day Chicago before the election. And we asked him why he wanted to be the mayor of a town where the crime is up and the freight trains are everywhere and there's really a big unpaid water bill. Which of these problems do you think you would like to take on first?
Day one, I'm going to take on the crime. I'm going to help by having...
Told you she wants to fight crime.
The police department come out and do foot patrols, door knocks. So when they knock on your door, guys, no, they're not there for you. They're there just to do a well-being check, to see how you're doing, to see what's going on your block. So I'm gonna make sure they're visible and they're accessible. I have to get the trust back in the community with the police department.
Look, we know this is the world. There's bias. You're young.
Now, to be fair, her method for fighting crime was ingenious. You know, she did get some police on the street. You know, you can't say she didn't get the police out there on the street because, you know, one of the cops allegedly made more in overtime than he did on his salary. So he basically doubled his salary on overtime, right? So she got police on the street. The problem is most of the police on the street work directly for her, like they're her security cops.
You're a woman and you've made history as the youngest female mayor in Dalton history. What's your message to anybody who just looks at you and says, I'm not going to take her seriously?
I'm going to say that I am vetted. I've been in politics for 8 years as a trustee.
See, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Now, all these years later, it's like, what, 4 years later? And now you might want to ask, maybe we shouldn't have just trusted this woman. Everybody wonders, well, can a woman do the job? Can a woman run this town?
You're talking to me about stuff. Why? I'd rather see your titties. Now you're talking about other stuff. Why? I'd much rather see your titties.
And in order to lead, you must follow. I have followed for 8 years, and now I'm ready to show the community the compassion, the love, transparency, and accountability day one. So just stay tuned. Keep your eyes on Dalton. There's great things to come to all my residents.
Well, you know, this pandemic has really hit business.
Anytime you hear a leader, a political leader, talk about love and compassion, somebody's going to get fucked really hard. Politics doesn't do love and compassion. Even when they try, it's always a scam.
Business is very, very hard everywhere across America, and I'm sure in your community as well. So what are you going to do to help those businesses survive, as well as, you know, maybe attracting new business to come to your area?
Well, I have a couple of plans. Number one is I'm going to give grant money to all small businesses here in the village of Dalton, just to help them come back to life as related to their business being closed due to the pandemic. So they're going to be so happy for that, because right now they just need help, and help is here. Normally, government officials don't really put aside funds for the small business owners, but I did. So they will receive that in May.
She got that nice smile too. That's that smile you get when the motherfucker's stealing your money. Don't nobody smile like a nigga that's trying to steal some money from you, bro.
Well, again, congratulations on winning. Boy, you have your work cut out for you in Dalton, but
yes,
we're rooting for you, Madam Mayor, and maybe you could come back sometime later this year and let us know how things are going there.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate that. I love to.
All right, thanks so much.
So that was the beginning.
All eyes are on the
that was
this weekend as the Chicago.
You could basically say that was day one of the thieving and the robbing and the stealing, the grifting, the embezzling. That's the good word for it. That was day one of the embezzling, you know. And it was a positive day. It was a positive day. Like I said, she went home. Her trunk was full of office supplies and shit. She couldn't steal no money that day, but she was already on the roll. She hit the ground stealing, all right? Shout out to Tiffany Henyard. Bitch hit the ground stealing. Now, after that, she did have drama, scandals. She's been under investigation. She's been under some pressure. She's been having some problems. People have been chasing her down for this and that and the third for the last couple of years now at this point. It's been maybe 2 years at least since she's come across my radar. No, let's say at least 1 year and some change. Maybe it hasn't been a complete 2 years, right? But she's been known as an irresponsible public official for quite a while. And actually, we covered her a couple of times. She's made the news a couple of times. Yeah, let's look at some of her greatest hits.
More drama in Dalton to tell you about. Fox 32 has learned that controversial Mayor Tiffany Henyard may have billed the wrong taxpayers for a trip to Washington, D.C. earlier this year.
Dane Placco has been digging into all of this for more than 2 years now. He has the latest this afternoon.
You might call our latest story, Mayor Henyard goes to Washington, but sends the bill to the wrong taxpayers.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor, and I am in the White House.
It's mid-January.
I wonder if we're ever going to get a bill for how much she spent on hair. You know, I'd be curious about that kind of inconsequential shit. Like, how much was your hair bill? How much did you spend on jewelry? Because I know you taxed some of that. You charged that jewelry to the government card. I know that's taxpayer jewelry you be wearing.
And Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is getting a tour of the White House, part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors annual meeting in Washington, D.C.
It's going to just be dope. But I'm just turning around so you can see. Got a group of people. Going to go in some rooms and yeah. Oh, my God.
And even a photo op with the president himself. But there's a big problem with who paid for Henyard to be here.
These appropriations are misappropriations.
We showed credit card statements for the trip to veteran municipal lawyer Bert Odelson, who represents Dalton trustees opposed to Henyard.
Every time I say I can't believe that she would do something, here comes another.
We found more than $9,000 in charges for the U.S. Conference Mayor's meeting, including conference fees, flights to Washington, D.C., hotel rooms that were all charged to a credit card belonging to Thornton Township, a completely...
Let's just round that up to an even 10. 10 sounds like a number everybody can manage, right? She spent almost $10,000. She was approaching $10,000 on the government bill. She was just eating, just nom, 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 just eating up all your monies. All your monies. It was like a 2-year spending spree, bro. That's crazy. And then, you know, the terrible thing, and this is just like chicks, bro. This is how it is with chicks, too. Like, most chicks aren't good with money. And they're not even just like the whole spending habits, buying trinkets and shit. But when it comes to like investments and properties and whatnot, most chicks don't have a head for it. And so when you come across a position where you can just grift that kind of money, you shouldn't be having like a $4,000 dress bill or whatever. Like, your wardrobe bill should not be that high. It should just be like random cash deductions so you can invest that shit on something nobody knows about. Like, if you get through all of this and you don't have like secret properties and a little Cayman Island bank account, you so fucking retarded. You need a nigga to teach you how to steal right.
Separate unit of government where Henyard serves as supervisor.
There's no reason for anyone from a township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference for mayors.
You're the one who found these.
Yep.
Stephanie Wiedemann is a former Thornton Township employee fired by Henyard and now a whistleblower. She says Henyard's dual roles as mayor of Dalton and supervisor of the township, two separate government entities, are constantly being blurred.
I have found, bills that were made out to the village of Dalton that were paid with a Thornton Township check. It's hard to decipher what is township and what is Dalton because she blends them so carelessly.
And it should be church.
It absolutely should be.
Tonight at 9, we'll have much more on this investigation, including whether or not Henyard may have broken the law by billing the wrong taxpayers. Now, we reached out to Henyard for a response last week, but have not yet heard back. Dane Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Damn, there's a whole drama in Dalton playlist. Hold up, let me see if I can get that back.
Placco, Fox 32 Chicago.
Dalton's controversial mayor Tiffany Henyard will be facing a challenger in next year's election. Dalton trustee Jason Howes says he is running against Henyard in February's primary. Howes has been one of Henyard's sharpest critics, blasting her controversial spending and police security detail.
Damn, y'all had a chance to get rid of this bitch and y'all didn't. Y'all had a whole chance to get a whole nother nigga in there and y'all was like, nah, that's my bitch. That's still my bitch, though. We good. This is why I don't feel no sympathy for the whole town. Y'all deserve this shit. Y'all got to dig yourselves out now.
I'm telling you, man. This the reason why I be hating niggas, man. I'm telling you, man. It just be us. I be hating niggas, man.
Stories were first reported by Fox 32 and have resulted in an ongoing FBI investigation. As part of his campaign, Howes promises to unveil the village's financial secrets.
We're going to have balanced budgets, and those balanced budgets are going to account for all of the mismanagement we've seen over the last years.
Damn, you could have picked the whole black man. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean about niggas? You could have picked the whole black man. And I don't know shit about him either. He probably ain't shit either, but he would have been better than her. You would have been better off. I can guarantee you would have been at least better off with him. He would have only stole like a respectable amount. Nigga would have got him a Range Rover and cashed out. Like, y'all niggas is wildin'. Y'all wildin'. Could have had this dude up here, but no, you want to go pick the pretty bitch. You want to go pick, you want to trust the big butt and the smile. That's what you niggas get.
We're going to bring our audits current and we're no more fancy flights, no more first class trips, no more security detail. We're going to save this town $1 million a year with one fatal swoop.
Right. He was only going to steal half. Not even half, like 30%. He was only going to take 30% of what she was stealing. You niggas fucked up. You had a chance and you fucked it up. You could have been out of this mess. You could have been done with this whole thing, but nah. Had to go pick the pretty girl. Now look at you.
House is also vowing to create an environment that is more welcoming to small businesses and put more police officers on the streets.
Next at 4, the mayor Markham is blasting Tiffany Henyard over her behavior as Thornton Township supervisor.
Dane Placco has more from the south suburbs.
The mayor of South Suburban Markham says he's had enough of all the drama surrounding Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, and he plans to make a statement at tonight's village board meeting condemning her recent actions.
I just really wish that some of that leadership would stop.
Markham Mayor Roger Agpawa and village trustees and administrators told me this afternoon there needs to be a change in leadership at Thornton Township, which includes the village of Markham and more than a dozen other South Suburban communities. Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who also doubles as Dalton Mayor, recently made remarks questioning property taxes and spending by communities in the township. But Henyard herself has been the focus of scrutiny and an FBI investigation for her spending practices.
She been fucking the money up for years, yo. Can you imagine dating a bitch who been fucking the money up for years? And yo, shout out to my man Mike with the $5 Cash App. He says for another one, Latoya the Destroyer Cantrell from New Orleans. Yeah, I just looked that up. She been vanished too. Latoya is under investigation and she been gone for the last couple days too. Her and Tiffany probably hanging out together. Her and Tiffany probably on a boat together trying to draw up some battle plans. Trying to figure out how to black girl magic their way out of this shit. Shout out to my man Mike with the Cash App. Y'all, thanks for being here. Go and pull up a chair. Hit that like button on your way in. Support the show for me, y'all. Hit that Cash App button for me, man.
I need that money.
Including expensive out-of-town trips, the use of both vehicles and employees for personal purposes, and a large security detail on the taxpayer's dime.
I think that it's the polarization that leadership and politicians get, and I think that it puts a bad taste and disdain to the residents and to the public and how we are perceived.
We're suffering in Thornton Township, and Tiffany needs to stop. It's so hard to call her supervisor when she's not doing anything right, and it needs to stop.
The mayor says Henyard seems to enjoy operating in a culture of chaos and conflict, and he says for the benefit of taxpayers of Thornton Township, that needs to end.
She enjoys operating in a culture of chaos and conflict. Damn, that shit sounds familiar. That shit sounds like a lot of the girls I've known over the years. Just enjoy a culture of chaos and conflict. My man Dirty Folks sounding real compromised right now in the chat. My man Dirty Folks sounding extra compromised right now in the chat. Yo, Dirty, blink twice if you need help. Matter of fact, you can't blink. Just tap like 3 dots in the chat if you need some help, Dirty. Just tap like 3 dots in the chat if you need somebody to make a phone call for you, bro. You sound real compromised right now. I don't know what to make about this shit, bro. I don't know what to make of this shit. I'm going to just keep going. I'm going to keep pushing.
Tonight in South Holland, in a room filled with curiosity and concern, Tiffany Henyard addressed her constituents.
The Thornton Township Supervisor and Dalton Mayor invited the community to Township Talk, where she responded to our report about her use of the township credit card by mentioning travel expenses. Nate Rogers live in South Holland with more. Nate.
That's right, John and Terrence. Tonight's meeting had a much different tone than what we've experienced previously at Dalton City Council meetings. Now, the room was full of Henyard supporters, and they wanted me to be sure to tell you that they applauded for her several times as she talked about the township being in a great place financially. Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, who's also the mayor of Dalton, hosting a township talk tonight. About 30 residents in attendance, Henyard staff, talking about upcoming events as well as resources for seniors and struggling families. The majority of the meeting focused on property taxes and finances. Henyard showed residents how their property taxes have increased each year despite what their local mayors may have suggested. Staffers also distributed a breakdown of the township's finances from 2017 to current, where Henyard's team says years ago they were in a deficit of more than $2 million. And now, today, under her administration, her team says there's a surplus of more than $6 million.
All right, so she was telling everybody, I pulled y'all out of a hole. That's like an $8 million swing right there. Y'all was down 6, now y'all up. No, y'all was down 2. Hold on, let me run that back. Let me get the numbers right. I was down how much?
Of more than $2 million. And now, today, under her administration, her team says there's a surplus of more than $6 million.
Right, y'all was down 2. Now y'all up 6. That's an 8-point swing right there. She's telling y'all she's responsible for an $8 million swing in y'all budget situation, right? An $8 million uptick. Now you up 6. She was down 2. Now you up 6. Like, nigga, you should owe me some money after that type of swing. No bullshit. But all right. Never mind. Let's go.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993. And she's the best we ever had.
You know, you're doing a lot of programs, good programs for the, the senior citizens, and you're doing a lot of programs for, people who are on a fixed budget. Mm-hmm. But what about the people, the blue collar people who are still carrying this, this town?
I was very.
Right away, I'm noticing a dichotomy here. Maybe it's just me. I'm noticing a dichotomy. I'm noticing a distinct shift. It was 2 distinct opinions, best mayor ever versus A. What about me? All right. Let's keep watching.
Very appreciative of the transparency of the supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
Were there any questions that you have at all?
No, right now I'm going to give her a chance.
And this meeting comes one day after Fox 32's Dane Placco exposed what some are calling misappropriation of funds after traveling to Washington, D.C. in January for a U.S. conference of mayors. According to credit card records obtained by Fox 32, Henyard paid more than $9,100 for the trip. Expenses included conference payments, plane tickets for herself and her assistant, Keith Freeman, hotel rooms, and a rental car. The issue, a Thornton Township credit card was used. Henyard apparently went representing her mayoral seat in Dalton. Her critics say there is a lack of transparency about the bills and credit cards. Tonight, Henyard did not.
So she was double dipping. You work for 2 townships. You spend one credit card for another township's business. All right. That's like double dipping. Okay. All right. I'm all caught up. Let's continue.
Specifically mentioned Washington, but in her last comments, she did address budgets for travel.
We have a budget for travel. I can't stand that they just put all that out there so bad for travel. And you should FOIA other cities, other villages, library boards, park boards, school boards, and you'll see that they all travel. But yet they put all this stuff on travel. And it's all legal. All legal. They try to spin it, and it's sad because they are doing a smear campaign.
Now, that was a meeting where she had some support. She was able to say she did big things. I did magical things with these numbers. Let's jump to a meeting now where the vibe has shifted.
Everybody want it to continue to be a show and not really show facts as it relates to what's really going on in our township.
And here we go, another contentious night for Tiffany Henyard at the annual Thornton Township meeting. Henyard is township supervisor, but tonight she was challenged by board members and the public. She was booed loudly at several points during tonight's meeting. Henyard said it's not fair for residents to ask so many questions in the township when she says they don't ask them in other communities.
And I'm Casey Cronus, live in South.
Damn, she just said y'all ask too many questions. Y'all don't be asking white people all these questions. Why y'all asking me all these questions? Why you asking all them questions? Assuming. Like, chill, fall back.
Developments after a new complaint is reported in Dalton.
And Elizabeth Matthews is standing by with more on what we know so far. Elizabeth?
Sylvia and Terrence, police sources are telling us that there was a police report filed here this week on Wednesday about an out-of-state sex assault filed here in South Holland with South Holland Police that's actually connected to a Village of Dalton and Thornton Township work trip to Vegas last year. The chief of police here in South Holland tells us that no one's been arrested and there are no warrants out for anyone's arrest. But here's what we do know. Sources are telling Fox 32 that this police report coincides with an ongoing investigation by the Illinois Department of Human Rights. A complaint was filed with that department claiming sexual assault and retaliation against Tiffany Henyard, the Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor. A former employee of Henyard says she was sexually assaulted by a Dalton trustee during a Vegas trip last year. The complaint says she was...
Damn, you got niggas playing grabby on your team? You can't have handsy niggas on your team, Tiff.
disoriented and didn't know how she woke up in the trustee's hotel room. Then when she spoke out about it, she was retaliated against and later fired. The South Holland police...
Wait, hold on. Let me run that back. Whoa. So what? She got drunk and woke up in a hotel room she didn't recognize? Ooh, that's bad. That's politically bad.
Supervisor. A former employee of Henyard says she was sexually assaulted by a Dalton trustee during a Vegas trip last year. The complaint says she was disoriented and didn't know how she woke up in the trustee's hotel room. Then when she spoke out about it, she was retaliated against and later fired. The South Holland police chief says they have shared what they now know with out-of-state police.
Right now, we are cooperating with the state of Nevada. We are waiting to hear back from them as far as where they're at with this investigation. We would like to provide them our full cooperation, but based on the investigation, I'm limited to certain things that I can't expound on.
So again, while this police report was filed here in South Holland this week on Wednesday, just 2 days ago, no one has been arrested. The investigation is ongoing. Live in South Holland.
Damn, nobody got arrested? That's crazy. That's crazy, Tiff. What kind of team you got? Let's look at some more. You got a lot going against you right now, Tiff.
Some of those vehicles being threatened with repossession include Village of Dalton police cruisers and accessories that the village financed back in 2019, much like the one right behind me. Tonight, some Village of Dalton trustees and their legislative council are calling for answers and accountability.
There's no accountability.
In yet another shock to Village of Dalton trustees, a letter falling on their...
Yo, she had 2 hot girl years, bro. She had 2 whole hot girl years, GD. There wasn't even a summer. It was summer, winter, spring, fall, twice over. She did all of it. All of it.
Their desks dated February 14th. Representatives from Kansas State Bank threatening to repossess 13 village vehicles, saying more than $76,000 is overdue and climbing.
The Board of Trustees approved payment in May of 2023.
But where that loan payment went that was due 9 months ago is anyone's guess. Lawyers for the bank now warning the village, pay up or be ready for repossession agents to take the vehicles, which include 6 police cruisers. A fear for public safety if means to respond to calls and emergencies is hindered. 7 other vehicles also facing repossession include 6 public works cars.
She can blame whoever she wants, but the board did their job back in May and authorized payment. She's blocking payment.
Legislative counsel for the Board of Trustees,
she not
Bert
paying her
Odelson,
bills.
is talking about
She don't like
Dalton's
giving up that
self-proclaimed
money.
super mayor, Tiffany Henyard.
None of them do the things that we do here.
As unpaid bills by the village have come to light, WGN Investigates has uncovered exorbitant spending on lavish trips and experiences by Henyard and her allies, including a trip to Vegas that cost more than $12,000 the same month the loan payment was due.
Wait, so y'all went to DC, that was like $9,000. Y'all went to Vegas, that was like $12,000. Yo, y'all living it up. I should have been trying to work for her. I should have moved to Illinois and got me a little government job working for Tiff.
I have never, ever seen the abuse that this mayor is laying on the feet of her citizens, ever.
Village of Dalton trustees going head-to-head with Henyard at meetings, calling for transparency so residents know where taxpayer dollars are going. They're in charge of overseeing finances, but say the mayor has restricted them from access to those, leaving them mostly in the dark. On top of that, several trustees telling WGN Thursday they're now hearing from vendors that say they were hired for work and never paid.
See, this is when the fight really started to heat up. Everybody else who worked for the government, there's other people who have to count the money and make sure the checks get signed and all of that. And they were like, wait a minute, these checks not coming in. Like, you're not paying people. What's going on? So people started counting and they was like, hold up. What's up with the money? Where's my fucking money?
More expenses the board was not aware of.
They have no idea what she's doing with the money.
And no clear answer whether agents will start taking village vehicles as collateral for the unpaid bill. WGN reached out to a contact in the letter to the village who declined to comment.
They're coming. It's just a matter of time.
Yo, imagine living in a town where all the police cars get repoed. But the mayor got on a new weave and she got a new BMW. Everything good for her, but all the police cars just got repoed.
But would you advise one of your candidates to do something like that using taxpayer funds?
No, not using taxpayer funds.
Okay, so if you've driven one of the expressways in the south suburbs recently, you've no doubt seen one of these giant billboards that feature the name and the face of a smiling local politician. What you may not know is the money for these billboards is coming out of taxpayers' pockets, and that's raising questions for Tiffany Henyard, the Dalton mayor and Thornton Township supervisor, who has already come under fire for spending public money promoting herself.
Dane Placco has the latest chapter in his ongoing investigation into Henyard's questionable spending.
Take a drive to the south suburbs and you can't miss them. 4 giant billboards featuring Tiffany Henyard's name in large letters, along with her picture, smiling down on the thousands of cars going by on Interstate 57 and the Bishop Ford Expressway. What are they advertising? One says fresh produce, another senior services, and this one simply says we offer general assistance. There's a phone number, but you wouldn't know what it's for unless you can read in teeny tiny letters, Thornton Township Supervisor, as you're speeding by.
These are the billboards that have gone up along the expressways.
She really hustling though. You got to give it to her. She don't know really what to do with the money, but she do know how to steal that shit. This is why hoes be needing pimps, yo. Bitches know how to get money, but they don't know what to do with it.
We showed the billboards to Bert Odelson, an election attorney who's been working in Illinois politics for 50 years.
When I first looked at it, I thought, what is she running for now? Because that's what it shouts out.
Odelson, who represents a political faction opposed to Henyard and Dalton, says it's clear the billboards are promoting more than township services. He says they're essentially campaign ads.
This is a blatant attempt to promote herself politically. The township should not have paid for these if they did, and I'm sure they did.
They did indeed. Bills obtained by Fox 32 under open records laws shows Thornton Township paid more than $10,000 for the vinyl signs themselves and more than $12,000 to Clear Channel Outdoor Advertising for 1 month's rental of the billboards.
What was your reaction when you saw it?
Well, first of all, I didn't know anything about him.
Thornton Township trustee Chris Gonzalez says the board was never consulted about the billboards, which he says needed their approval.
Right, so you just spending money without even telling nobody about it. Imagine being married to her, bro. That shit's crazy.
Some of the first things that popped in my mind is, what are we doing? This isn't a big sale. We're not selling cars here. I mean, if it's informational, then it should be informational. I mean, there's so many other ways we could have spent that money that would have, directly helped people.
This isn't the first time Henyard has used taxpayer dollars to burnish her own personal image. In fact, on other occasions, she spent a lot more.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Earlier this year, Fox 32 showed you how Henyard spent tens of thousands of dollars using employees and vehicles from the township and from Dalton, where she also serves as mayor, for a week-long walk to Springfield to promote her self-named cancer charity, which is yet to file required reporting. And you can't turn your head in Dalton or Thornton Township without seeing Henyard's picture or name. It's on all the government-owned vehicles, buildings, even on the rugs in the township, where we found a Tiffany Henyard 2024 calendar.
Damn, she on her Trump shit. Put my name on everything. You gonna come in here, you gonna know me. You come through this town, you gonna know this is my town. My face over here, my name down there.
Featuring all the important dates to remember, including her birthday.
I would be having a fit if she was my client, telling her not to do this.
Veteran Chicago political consultant Delmarie Cobb says there would be nothing wrong if Henyard were using her own political funds for those promotional materials, especially the billboards.
I actually had a candidate years ago who was running for Mayor of Dalton, and that's what we did. We bought billboards along the expressway, because if you're coming and going home all day, and one of the things I always say about billboards is they're working when you're asleep.
In 2011, state lawmakers passed a law banning the practice of politicians putting their names on publicly funded signs, spurred by these tollway signs featuring former Governor Rod Blagojevich. That law does not extend to mayors or other elected officials, but election attorney Odelson believes the billboards do violate state election laws.
It's a crime. Yeah, you're using public funds for something that taxpayer dollars shouldn't be used for.
And just when you think you've seen it all, take a look at this. When the first billboard went up last summer, Thornton was misspelled as Thornton. Another sign had to be ordered, apparently at taxpayer expense.
Damn, she fucking up and making y'all pay for the fuck up. She be making y'all pay for everything though. Low key, she be taking all y'all money and just spending it on everything for herself.
Can the Dalton Police Department afford to have this many officers attached to her detail?
We can. We really need them patrolling the streets.
So she's the part-time mayor of a South suburban village of a little more than 20,000 people.
Yet residents of Dalton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to provide security for their self-proclaimed super mayor.
Tonight, Fox 32 investigates Tiffany Henyard's security detail and the massive amount of overtime it is generating for a handful of officers. Our Dane Placco has more.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's supervisor.
Tiffany Henyard makes nearly $250,000 a year serving as both mayor of Dalton and Thornton Township supervisor, an elected political double dip. She's charismatic and controversial.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Here she is starting.
You know what's so crazy about a girl like Tiffany too? And if you think about what's happening with Kamala right now, if Kamala had the charisma of Tiffany, and frankly, you know, the melanin content, but if Kamala had the charisma of Tiffany, we would all be fucked right now. You got to understand, it's kind of a blessing that Kamala is kind of retarded, because if she wasn't so retarded, she would be killing in the polls right now. She'd be having a lot of people just going for it just because a lot of people are stupid like that. And this whole town is proof of that.
A Dalton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City. Later, punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
And it's hard to turn anywhere in Dalton without seeing Henyard's picture or online, where she recently commemorated 9/11 with her own photo. I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
But when we asked Henyard a few months ago about her use of tax dollars, she was quickly hustled out of the room by armed security. And on Facebook, in videos posted by Henyard herself, we see her being driven around and surrounded by Daltoners, which got us to wondering, why all the cops?
We weren't opposed to her having the security detail. We asked how long and how often.
Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood says Henyard began assembling her details shortly after being elected in 2021, using hand-picked Dalton police officers.
Listen, if you're going to steal from the city, you got to get the police on your team, bro. That's just obvious. That's why y'all niggas be going to jail, because y'all don't have the police on y'all team. Y'all niggas not smart. Y'all got to think, man.
Using a Freedom of Information request, we obtained the work records for 6 of the officers assigned to Henyard's security detail at various times and showed them to some of Dalton's trustees. This is a Freedom of Information request we did to see how much overtime these officers are making on her security detail.
Oh, wow. 162 hours.
162. Well, that's nothing. What goes through your mind when you see these numbers?
It's disappointing. It's frustrating.
The officers are paid every 2 weeks, which without overtime is 80 hours. But when they're put on Henyard's detail, that 80 hours balloons to well over 100 hours, sometimes 200 hours. And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period.
How you put in 303 hours over? He was fucking her. He was hitting that. That nigga was hitting that on the clock at taxpayer expense. He got taxpayer paid pussy. The government ain't never bought me no pussy before. That's why I won't ever pick up a rifle and fight for this country. That's why I will never join a draft. I won't let my son join a draft. I will hide him out forever. Government ain't never bought me no pussy. He was hitting that shit.
That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000.
How? How does a person put in a 2-week pay period, 303 hours? That's impossible. That's impossible.
336
Does he
hours.
never go to sleep?
In fact, there are 336 hours total in 2 weeks, meaning Young was not being paid for only 33 hours over that period. Other officers on the security detail are also racking up overtime paychecks in the multiple thousands of dollars. Mayor, mind if I ask you a couple of questions about your security detail?
Absolutely not.
I'm asking her.
Yeah, she said so.
A couple weeks ago, we tried to question Henyard about her detail as she went door to door in Dalton giving out water on a 100-degree day, surrounded by police, firefighters, public works employees, and 2 videographers documenting for Dalton's Facebook page.
I want to tell the people I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I hope they post what we actually do here in the village of Dalton and stop telling lies.
But when we gave her an...
See, and she just extra flamboyant with it too. This is why everybody's kind of happy to watch her go down. Normally people be like rallying around the black woman and all that bullshit. But no, not today. Not today. You've been doing too much.
Opportunity to explain the OT. Mayor, why do you need so many officers, details, or your security?
What did you say, water? It sounded like you said water.
Earlier that day, we watched as a Dalton cop drove Henyard from her other job at Thornton Township to a Mexican restaurant for lunch. Trustees say the security detail picks the mayor up at her home in the morning and is with her until she's dropped off at night, often taking her on errands and shopping. Does she need a security detail?
Absolutely not. Why? Why would you need a security detail? Oh, she loves it. She just loves it. She loves the detail. I think it makes her feel as if she's like a superstar.
Dalton trustees have filed a lawsuit against Henyard, saying she's not justified the need for security and is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on it without the board's approval.
So not only did she just take money for herself, like money basically disappeared, she also
Chicago mayor.
She basically kept the cops on the payroll. Yeah, her posse. She had a squad. She basically bought a crew. She had goons on deck. Now let's go to Roland Martin. Let's see what Roland Martin has to say about all this, because she just got hung out there for millions of dollars in debt. And let's see what happens right now, because Lori Lightfoot got hired to investigate the whole thing, and she just dropped like a bombshell town hall meeting or whatever. And so we're going to check out that whole situation.
Lori Lightfoot
hit the like
was
button for me, y'all.
hired by the trustees in Dalton, Illinois, to assess the state of the finances of this South suburban town. Well, she left the residents dumbfounded after revealing her findings of an investigation into Mayor Tiffany Henyard's alleged egregious misuse of funds. Dalton trustees hired Lightfoot as a special investigator to investigate the allegations against the mayor. On Thursday night, Lightfoot revealed to residents the extent of Henyard's alleged misuse. Lightfoot stated that in April 2022, Dolton's general fund balance was $5.61 million. Not now.
This has been a challenging investigation, to say the least, because we have not received the level of cooperation from the mayor and her team that I would have hoped. Nonetheless, we've had, I think, a breakthrough that's allowed us to be here in front of you today to give you the information that I know that the trustees for sure and the members of the public have been seeking for some time. Many of you know that the village's fiscal year runs from May 1 to April 30th. So it's those 12 months, but they spanned 2 years. Certain financial disclosures are mandated under state law that the village reports to the comptroller of the state each fiscal year. Two documents that we're going to talk specifically about are the annual financial report, and you see the citation there, it's a state law, and the audited financial statements. The village has not, and let me repeat that, the village has not complied with these statutory requirements since fiscal year 2021. There's no annual financial report available.
Damn, you ain't do your paperwork since 2021. That's 3 years basically without doing any necessary paperwork. At some point, you start to think this becomes like a crime. I don't know where, I'm not an official, I'm not an expert on government policy, but it just feels to me at some point this starts to become criminal.
After 2021, and no audited financial statements after 2021. So what that means is the information that we're providing you has not been thoroughly audited by a CPA, but we do have information coming from an entity that essentially serves as the finance department of the village. Historically, from what we can tell, the village has had small or no full-time financial staff. At various times, even though statutorily there's a provision for a city treasurer, none exists and hasn't for some time. There's a provision for a finance director. There's been intermittent people that have served that role, but that role has been vacant as of May of this year. And before that, the person who held the role started working part-time as of the end of December in 2023. So as of May 30th of this year, the village's general fund was in a net deficit position, meaning that there is insufficient funds in that general fund. As we mentioned, the general fund is used to account for the majority of the village's daily day-to-day operations, including payroll and vendor payments. The village's special revenue fund and debt service fund, however, are in a
Damn, my bad. Call me crazy, but maybe I can't trust those original numbers. It seems like she was down 2 million, and she said she was up 6 million. But now y'all broke. How you go up 6 million and now you broke? And it's only been basically a couple of years, a year maybe.
a positive position, but each of those funds are restricted funds, meaning you cannot borrow from one to give to the other. And that is what's causing, in part, the financial crisis. What's next you can see is a graphic that depicts where we started as of April, where the village started as of April of 22, with positive of $5.6 million in the general fund, and where we are as of May of 2024, which is a negative 3.65 million.
Mayor Lightfoot, if I may,
Yes.
just kind of as a summary now, just quick numbers. So in a 2-year span, we're talking about a $9 million swing or $9 million of deficit over that course of time. Would that be most accurate?
Yes, sir.
A $9 million swing in 2 years. She was fucking up hard. Damn, son.
Folks, joining us right now is Kiana Belcher. She is a trustee for the city of Dalton. Trustee Belcher, glad to have you here. So, all right. So this report, was it delivered in the council meeting or was it delivered in this secondary council meeting y'all have because Henyard controls the actual council meeting?
The report was delivered in a special board meeting. A special board meeting, as long as it's called by 3 trustees and we have a quorum, we can move forward with conducting business. So it was sent to every member of the board, and it was a special board meeting held at the Dalton Park District because once again, we have been locked out the Village Hall.
So you had a surplus, now you're in a deficit. What the hell is her response?
Right now, we don't have a response from her. If you've been watching or anybody has been watching over the last 3 years, we've been requesting information. We've been locked out of our My Viewpoint, which is the account for transparency of where invoices and receipts go.
Yeah, she won't let y'all investigate her. Y'all had to go hire the big guns. Y'all went to Chicago. Y'all went and got some big Chicago people to come back to your little town, clean this up for you. She wasn't going to let y'all fix this shit. She was like, nah, I got this. Trust me, bro. Just trust me.
We kind of had an idea that we were in bad shape, but to see those numbers revealed last night was gut punching. It was sickening, and it just was a hard pill to swallow that a group of people have put us in this financial debt.
Say a group of people, when she was on this show, she claimed she knew nothing about this foundation. Then we found out that everybody who was tied to it had a direct relationship with her. One guy worked for the city as well as for the township. He's been indicted by the feds. And so, I mean, you know, what does that tell you that she will brazenly lie like that?
Absolutely. She has been lying to the residents all the time. She's a recalled mayor. She has been recalled. She kept promising things to people. She was doing things without board approval. Keep saying that there was a $6.8 million grant and all these grants was coming when we knew that, we had an idea that none of those those funds had been deposited in the account. She's a habitual liar. She can't help herself.
When you say that she's been recalled, what does that mean?
The Village of Dalton went through a recall process at election in 20.
Y'all had a chance to get rid of her and you didn't. You failed. You should have voted for that guy, but you fucked up.
2022, and the residents recalled her to try to put her out of her seat.
Okay, that was in 2022. This is 2024. Yes. What happened? Was it a new election supposed to be scheduled?
Our next election is not until February of 2025. So she was able to retain her seat as the elected mayor until her term is up.
Womp, womp, womp. Y'all got fucked up. Listen, y'all was supposed to vote for the other guy. It's too late now. It's too late.
Big bills with little accountability. That's the headline out of South Suburban Dalton tonight, where an investigation into Mayor Tiffany Henyard's administrations revealed more examples of taxpayer money used for questionable purposes. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the one who led the probe.
Investigative reporter Ben Bradley has been shining a light on Henyard's spending and leadership for a year now. Ben?
Dina and Ray, our investigations have documented well over $100,000 in first-class travel, meals, even donations to Henyard's questionable cancer charity. But that money came from Thornton Township, where Henyard is the supervisor. She's also the mayor of Dalton, where her allies have violated state transparency laws by refusing for nearly a year to give us records showing how she spent money there. Henyard has dismissed her critics as liars and opportunists.
You hear this is fake news, it's not real. No, this is real.
Chicago's former mayor hired to investigate a current South Suburban politician surrounded by scandal.
Imagine your town being saved by Lori Lightfoot. They really are going to make this shit like a Tubi movie. They might even bump it up to Netflix because they're going to make like this little funny looking lesbian dwarf the hero. You know, a dwarf comes to town. They're really going to make this a movie. I swear to God. Your town got saved by a black lesbian dwarf. It has to be like at least a Netflix movie. Tubi's not good enough. They need a Netflix movie. You need a couple of $1 million behind this.
I know how I felt when I started seeing these numbers. So I can imagine how all of you are feeling after all this time being in the dark.
Trustees hired Lori Lightfoot after months of chaotic meetings in which they accused Tiffany Henyard of recklessly spending tax dollars on herself and her cronies. The investigation found this small South suburb went from a surplus 2 years ago to a nearly $5.5 million deficit today. Lightfoot told a packed crowd that she's only been able to review some, but not all, credit card spending.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases. You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw it.
Lightfoot questioned 3 Amazon purchases in a single day, totaling more than $43,000.
$43,000 on Amazon in one day. What the fuck did you buy from Amazon? You must be in some kind of like special Amazon shoppers club. Like you spend that type of money, you like a big whale now. You're a big fish. They start to notice. People at the Amazon accounting departments, they start to notice. They be like, nah, give her the platinum card. What the fuck did you buy you spent $43,000 on Amazon. You just wiped out like one little nigga's whole department. It's one drop shipper out there. He got to go restock. He got to get everything all over now. God damn, you just wiped somebody out. $43,000. What the fuck did you buy? I bet it was a whole bunch of random bullshit too.
An unexplained Wayfair purchase of $7,699.
Oh shit, she bought some Wayfair furniture. Oh shit, she one of them people, huh? You bought you like a $7,000 chair from Wayfair? Yeah, I know what that's about. You one of them people. God damn. Everywhere you look. Jesus Christ.
PayPal money transfers and gift cards, all charged to the village.
I am in the White House.
Lightfoot also noted Henyard's well-documented taste for travel, paid for by both the village and the township. WGN Investigates uncovered $67,000 in unexplained travel in just 4 months by Henyard and her allies. Some of it.
I got hoes. I got hoes in different area codes. Area codes. I got hoes. I got hoes in different area codes. Area codes.
First class and included a more than $9,000 stay at a Four Seasons. Henyard's former chief of staff in Dalton told us last January the mayor spent taxpayer money freely.
Over-the-top meals, lobster, crab legs. She liked the good stuff.
And when you were with her at these meals, was government business?
I've lived on like the East Coast for the majority of my life. So I've always kind of, been near the ocean for the most part. And so like seafood wasn't that big of a deal, because logistics and whatnot. I feel like crab legs in Illinois has got to be a little bit more expensive, right? Eating crab legs in Illinois is like a social thing at that point. Like you that bitch. You got all these crab legs in the middle of fucking in the Midwest, like tens of thousands of miles from any ocean. You got all these crab legs. They've got a whole big ass table for like a bucket of crab legs, bitch. Goddamn.
This discussed?
No.
Y'all forget I am the leader. They want to hear from the mayor.
Henyard frequently shouts down her critics, claiming she's the leader.
I ran to lead, and you guys keep wanting to tell me what to do. We're not doing that.
But as we found last year, she quickly clams up when questions turn toward her spending.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
Somebody went to Las Vegas. Somebody went to Las Vegas and caught a rape case.
What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Yo, let me run that
Faced with
back 1
outraged
second.
Not paid by.
I just want y'all to just look at her real quick. Just look at the lusciousness, the golden luscious. Those are just luscious golden locks. Like, you can't get those locks from like natural negritude genetics, right? It just doesn't work that way.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
By them.
Faced with outraged residents, a mutiny on the village board, and an ongoing federal investigation, these days the self-proclaimed super mayor is letting a criminal defense attorney do most of her talking.
See, yeah, niggas can't get. You don't get hair like that with nigga jeans, bro. You need some freedom jeans to get hair like that. That's how I know she spent a lot of the taxpayer money on her hair, bro. She ain't got no freedom jeans. Her hair not supposed to look like that.
He's your top aide in both Thornton Township and Dalton. Why are you trying to fire him?
He just cited the rules, so that's why I'm letting you talk to the lawyer.
Lightfoot's investigation found the village now has a bill backlog totaling nearly $6 million. Layoffs have begun, and one of the trustees who hired Lightfoot to investigate is now running to replace Tiffany Henyard as mayor. But the election is not until next year.
We've been hearing the shock and the
Damn, so you just get to ride that shit out?
anger from the residents in Dalton at the various village meetings. What happens now for town going forward?
Well, that federal investigation is still looming large. Tiffany Henyard is still in power, though trustees have blocked her.
Damn, she be fresh as hell with the feds watching, though. That's one bitch you got to say. She be fresh as hell with the feds watching. You got to give it up to her, though. You can't take that shit away from her. She be fresh as hell. The feds always watching. You know they coming. You know they coming, goddammit. You did too much. You was doing too much. You should have got you that little Range Rover. You maybe could have got you a little tiny home too, but you had to like pace that shit over a couple years. You was just doing a lot. And you was like fucking up the money on the other end. You can't be stealing on one end and fucking up the budget on the other end. Like, bitch, you're doing too much. You're doing too much and you're doing it all wrong. Like, goddamn, you needed a coach. You needed a pimp. You would have been cool if you'd had a pimp.
Per records from the John Kasperick firm, as of June 18th, 2024, there are 589 checks totaling over $6 million that have been approved, printed, but not transmitted to vendors. And that is a big driver of the deficit in the general fund. This over $6 million in held checks, I want to caution, does not account for additional monies potentially owed by the village to vendors for which checks have not even been printed. These categories, which we are looking into, include, for example, invoices that have been received by village departments, but for one reason or another may not have been entered into the accounting system, which is called My Viewpoint. These invoices could have been entered into the accounting system, but not been approved by department heads or by the village administrator.
So just so we're clear, absolutely clear, the village, Henyard, has spent about $6 million in cash. They don't know where it went. But the bills that the trustees approved, the $6 million worth of bills that they said, pay these bills, cut these checks. Tiffany Henyard and her crew cut the checks and then held on to the checks and never paid the bills.
They cut the checks and never paid the bills. Somebody got a lot of money they ain't supposed to have. That money went somewhere.
But the $6 million is still gone. So the question is, what happened to that money? What happened to that $6 million? So essentially, this is like a double whammy. The money's gone, but you still have the bills. And there's no money to pay those bills. This is an absolute disaster. And where the hell did all that money go? It didn't go to the vendors to pay the bills. So Lori Lightfoot said, well, let's just look at the accounts and see how much money is left in the accounts. And check this out. There's one account when Henyard got in office had $2 million in it. That account now has less than $4,000 in it. You think I'm joking?
In addition to the main operating account, historically, the village has held its excess cash in an account known as Illinois funds. Illinois funds are interest-bearing accounts that are managed by the Illinois Treasurer's Office that allow municipalities to earn interest on their excess cash balance. The balance in the Illinois funds account as of June 30th was only $3,900. As of April 30th, 2021, that balance was over $2 million. So the balance of excess cash has dropped by over $2 million in that time period.
So Henyard has essentially, the town literally has like a $6 million budget deficit and cannot pay all of the bills that it owes. Essentially, they're bankrupt. Matter of fact, here is Lori Lightfoot's team explaining it.
The monthly financial reports include a summary of the unrestricted cash balances of the village each month. Within these summaries, the balance reflected already accounts for those held checks that Mayor Lightfoot was just discussing, checks that have been issued but haven't cleared because they haven't been sent yet to vendors. What you can see on the chart is that the unrestricted cash balance of the general fund has dropped from almost $5 million as of April of 2022, and it is now accounting for all of the checks that have yet to be sent, is now in a deficit position of over $5.5 million as of May of 2024.
$5.5 million deficit as of May. That was just a couple months ago. That was like last month, basically. Damn, son. What happens when a town goes into like default? What happens to that? Did they start selling off police cars and shit like that? Ambulances and whatnot? Like, what happens when your town goes bankrupt? Is this a black woman first? Because Tiffany Henyard, she got elected as the first black woman to ever be the mayor of Dalton, which is like, you know, yay, small clap or whatever, celebration. But now, speaking of black women first, is she the first black woman to ever bankrupt the town? I mean, I just got to ask the question. Somebody help me out here.
Now, we haven't even gotten to some of the craziest stuff yet. The credit cards. Now, Lori Lightfoot and her team went and got the credit card receipts. And Henyard and her team were hiding these so much that they were even hiding it from the Attorney General's office. The Attorney General's office said you have to turn over these. They didn't turn it over to them. But Lori Lightfoot got them. And they are explosive. Let's look at some of the things that Henyard and her team were doing with the town's credit cards.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases.
Yo, never let a bitch hold your credit card, bro. Never let a bitch hold your credit card.
We did when we saw this. So in particular,
That's
we
that
were
Amazon purchase.
very concerned to see the top 3 purchases that were highlighted for you that were booked on January 5th of 2023. That's roughly $40,000, a little more than that, in credit card purchases on Amazon in the same day. And our understanding is that the village does not have an Amazon account. These are somebody using one of the credit cards.
See, that's bad business. The village actually needs an Amazon account. Like, you are obviously big time Amazon customers, and I think Amazon is kind of dropping the ball here. They should have at least sent you a credit card or an application or something. How do you not have an Amazon account? Look at this. Y'all big ballers.
And charging these amounts. using your tax dollars. We suspect we're going to see, as you can see, expenditures at Target, Walgreens, Best Buy, a number of charges that raise questions in our mind. Are these legitimate purchases using the credit cards?
As you hear, the crowd was shocked. On one day, they spent $40,000 at Amazon. Remember, this is the Village.
That's what I'm saying, GD. All that and no Prime. How you spend all this Amazon money and you ain't get Amazon Prime? What the fuck? I got Amazon Prime and I don't even be buying shit no more.
Just credit card. You're supposed to only use this for things necessary for the Village. Number one, they didn't use the Village's Amazon account. They used someone's personal account and used the credit card to buy all of this stuff. Best Buy, Walgreens, Wayfair. What's going on? And there's no receipts to tell you what the stuff was. You know, at my old job, if I used a credit card for something for $2 and didn't have a receipt for it, that I had to pay for that out of my pocket. Not in Dalton. This is outrageous.
Else to come in to show that we've been trying to stop this and we've been doing minimal damage. So could you have imagined if we just sat up there and approved everything that was going on? Because she gonna ride off.
But you got to approve it because she bought it. Y'all just not gonna pay? Like, how y'all just not gonna pay?
With her BMW, and we'll still be here stuck. We have been financially raped. And when people rape people, ride off with her. We have been financially raped. We have been financially raped. We have been financially raped.
Damn, son. I almost feel bad for y'all. Y'all like sexual assault survivors now. Y'all should like start like a community or something. Y'all got to go to meetings and stuff now. Y'all survivors now. Tiffany got to go on the list. Tiffany got to knock on people's doors and introduce herself every time she moves into a new neighborhood now. That's crazy.
And when people rape people, they get anything they deserve.
All right, so that was an overview of the report. If you want to see the full thing, go to the Dalton Trustees page.
Ooh. Damn, she want her booty back. She said she want her booty back. You took her booty and she want it back. That is crazy. That's crazy. Oh, snap. I didn't see that one coming. I did not expect that one. Now, like I said, Tiffany kind of been hiding out for the last couple days ever since that drop. That's been like 2 days now. And I want to give y'all guys a brief update. I think she did make an appearance. Let's jump to this other YouTube channel. Let's see what they got to say about it. Because he found her. He did find her, allegedly. This is alleged. Let me say allegedly because, you know, niggas be lying and shit. But we going to see.
But anyway, today, Tiffany, you know, she decided to lash out. She had another little gathering, a little party. You know how she does this shit every month or so. This time it's for the kids and for the book bags and, you know, there's bouncy houses, you know, the normal Tiffany Henyard surroundings. Because all she thinks she got to do is fucking party and cater to the kids and seniors and show up at 1 or 2 meetings a month. And she get paid $300 and something thousand for that. The fuck out of here, man. It's time for the FBI to step on in. So unfortunately, y'all, we're going to go to some of this footage from her little, you know, thing in the village of Dalton. And this should make up for all the bullshit that she's done, you know.
Tiffany's an ill bitch, too. You got to really peep the game. And not even to get angry. Because, you know, anger is natural, but you got to get past that. You got to peep the real level of the fuckery, right? The grift is layered. She got in trouble. She is in trouble for basically stealing money. In a lot of ways, she fucked money up on one level, and she probably fucked that money up to hide the fact that she was stealing from that side of the game too. But she fucked money up on one side, and then she just straight up spent money. She stole money on the other side. And now that she's in trouble for it, what does she do? She takes that same money that she been spending and throw you niggas a party with the money that, the other money that she didn't steal from y'all. She stole some more and made a party for y'all niggas because, niggas love parties and shit.
Keep that in mind. But let's roll to the clip and I'll be right back.
All right, come on in. Come on in, residents. Come on in.
And she made it a party for the kids, too. That's how wicked the bitch is. She made it a party for the kids because, bunch of single mamas, who don't love the kids? Everybody love the kids. She gonna throw up the bouncy houses. She probably got clowns and shit. Bitch probably hired a horse. There's probably a pony around there somewhere. Like she did it all for the kids. Now you gotta forgive her. She let your kid ride a pony and shit. You gotta forget the bitch now, right?
Hey y'all, it's your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and the people's supervisor. Today is our back to school event here in the village of Dalton for Thornton Township. So Thornton Township residents, if you're watching this, pull up. Everything's free. We got a whole festivities, things for your kids to do. And turn around, ton of activities. So they're coming and they're going to do go-kart riding right now, as you can see, right here in Dalton. We right here at the old Melanie Fitness / the new Dawn Police Station. Happy? What up, baby?
You know my uncle?
Your uncle? Yeah.
Yeah, yellow one.
Look, Tiffany know the kids, right? She know the kids. I know your little niece. I know your little nephew. Don't believe all that shit they saying about me. I know your little nephew. We good people. She a black woman.
You put your money on it.
That one don't work? Okay, he gonna give you another one. Hey. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you love it. Hey.
I'm sorry. I'm
no, you fine. You're fine. Yep. Hey, y'all. Yep. No, you good. You good. Thanks. Hey, y'all. Hey, cuties. She down there. Yep, she down there. Hey.
I'm not Uncle
All right, let's turn it around, my guys.
I'm Uncle
Okay. All right, well, make sure you do what you do. Do what you do. All right, so look, we got all this going on. As you can see, people still showing up. We got all the bouncy houses. Let's show y'all. All the bouncy houses. Let me go. I want to show y'all everything that your kid can do. This is going on today. I got to get it out because, everybody keep running up to me. So I got to try to get it all out to y'all. So they can come. Again, this is here in the village of Dalton. Hey, got all the bouncy houses for the babies. And then we got a water slide right here. Ooh! She did that.
Yo, this is really like the equivalent of you stole $20 out your mother's purse, right? And then she caught on. She know that it was you that stole the $20 out her purse, and now she mad at you, and you feel bad about the $20 you stole out of her purse. So you steal $40 to buy her some flowers and some chocolates and shit, because you felt bad about the $20.
I saw you. All right, let's watch the other person come on down. Hey. Go talk to him. Woo! Yup. Every time, never fails. They come out and they get wet. So again, this going on here in the village of Dalton. Remember, I told you. They know to this. I'm true to this.
She got a water slide. Holy shit, she got him a water slide. She spent she got all the money. She took all y'all money. Bitch got waterworks and shit. Damn.
Yeah, keep it going. Because at the end of the day, y'all looking for me? I told y'all I'm outside. I stay outside. Y'all talk all that mess. Nobody around. I'm always outside. So look, right here.
Yeah, she always outside with your money. That's how you know she a real bitch about her shit. She stand on business. She take your money and she come outside with that shit. Fuck you gonna do? Vote me out? Gonna put some other nigga in this spot? Nope. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. Her turn be up in a minute. You gotta wait your turn.
We got the finish line, the start, the finish line. You see they got their book bags. You see them? Hey, y'all. Good, how y'all doing? See, book bags and they started. Yep. Race. I'm going over here where the food at. All right, now I'm going over here where the food at because I told you everything free. When you come to any of Tiffany Henyard's productions, it's free. You don't need any.
Shut the fuck up. There she go, playing y'all like y'all stupid again.
Damn, everything free too? That's crazy. Everything free. I bet it is though. You know, I mean, it's not like it was your money. It's easy to make shit free when you stealing other people's money and buying stuff.
In Dalton, she talking directly to the seniors and the children. It's free. Come on up out here. I grew here. They flew here. You know what I'm saying? I grew here and ran through here and ain't nothing you can do about it. Shut your stupid ass up, Tiffany. How much should somebody pay to come to see a couple of fucking bouncy houses?
That nigga talk like he live in Dalton. That nigga talk like she fucked up some of his money. That nigga sound like it's a little bit personal over there.
I mean, seriously. This shit should be free, even though it's not. Yeah, the taxpayers are paying for this type of shit. She bought that. She probably bought that little contraption or whatever that is, a go-kart thing or whatever. She bought that on Amazon too, allegedly. I always got to put that allegedly in there. You know what I'm saying? That protects her brother. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of disappointed. You know, I put Leotis in the thumbnail.
Hey, somebody spent that money on Amazon. If it wasn't you, then who? You're going to have to tell on somebody. You're going to have to snitch, baby. I hate to break it to you, but you're going to have to tell.
And everything, because I thought we was going to get a Leotis sighting, but he ain't out there. I guess Leotis told this bitch, hey, look here, bitch, I don't like all that camera attention. You know what I'm saying? That's my Leotis impersonation. But anyway, we ain't see lame-ass, lazy Louis Lacey either. No, we ain't see lethargic Louis at the little event. He usually show his fat ass, don't he? Belly hanging over his belt. And because, I mean, it ain't no...
Or what they don't show you. The youth is everything.
And it will come back.
Stay tuned. Come out. We here from 3 until 7 p.m. today. Making the way. And as y'all can see, I am so family oriented. I care about the youth. This is what they don't tell you or what they don't show you. The youth is everything.
She family oriented. I don't even want to go there because bitches think having kids is the same thing as making a family. It's not. Like, any bitch can spit some kids out. That's not a family, though.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the Black community?
Come out. We here from 3 until 7 p.m. today. Making the way. And as y'all can see, I am so family oriented. I care about the youth. This is what they don't tell you or what they don't show you. The youth is everything, and y'all have to pass the baton. I don't care about all the hate that they spelling, because at the end of the day, you got to lead with love. When you lead with love, you will always go further in life.
What you mean 3 to 7, bro? 4 hours is a lot. They got a water slide, my nigga. A water slide. You know how much money that's gonna cost? A water slide for 4 fucking hours, bro? 3 to 7, that's a lot. That's over 10 grand already. Just to bring everybody in, have them set up, get the space all cleared out or whatever, get the paperwork, whatever, the city shit going right. It's already over 10 grand right there. After that 10 grand, now we on the clock. Bro, 4 hours is a lot. They got a water slide, my nigga, in Illinois, in the middle of nowhere. They ain't got no beaches. You know how hard it is to have a water park where they don't have no water like that?
Because at the end of the day, that's what we need in this world, love. It's so much hate that it don't make no sense. But I want the kids to see Their super mayor still standing throughout all the controversy. Their super mayor that's touchable, reachable, and you can talk to me when you see me. So that's what I try to show them. And the kids ain't did nothing but just love back on me like I love on them. So I appreciate you all for coming out. I'm just showing you, like, look, nothing but kids out here. And I want people to know that you can bring your kids to any.
Yo, I be hating that about bitches, man. That shit just aggravate the fuck out of me. Stop hiding behind the kids, man. Stop hiding behind the kids. Cause see, this the shit that make a nigga like, you know what, now I gotta harden my heart because this bitch hiding behind the kids and I refuse to be defeated by a bunch of little children. But this bitch she trying to play against my sympathies and shit, and I can't let that happen.
Any event that I host, all the events that I host, all the events, hey, girl. All the events that I host, you can bring your kids. You don't need no babysitter. You gotta drop them off. I'll make sure it's possible that you.
How you don't need no babysitter? The fuck you mean I don't need no babysitter? I don't even know none of these niggas. Like, what if I just moved to Dalton? What if I just got here? What if I'm just passing through? You mean I don't need no babysitter? This how you know a bitch hustling. She really out there hustling, y'all. You gotta give it up to her. You really gotta give it up to her. She really on her hustle, man.
Hey, girl. All the events that I host, you can bring your kids. You don't need no babysitter. You gotta drop them off. I'll make sure it's possible that you can actually let them go run around and wear they step out. And then when they get home, they just drop. You know the parents too, so I know what that feel like. So bring them out.
Yo, lasers. You read my mom, bro, just what a Wayfair buyer would say. I bet you she got a Wayfair account. Bitch ain't got an Amazon account, but she got a Wayfair account, right? Shit getting suspicious, bro. Shit getting real suspicious, bro.
A good time, come and learn something, and come always make sure you got facts versus fiction. Because at the end of the day, my work speaks for itself. And I've been showing y'all, but at the end of the day, you got to want to see what it is that I truly do. It's just love on the community. And remember this, because election time coming up.
Damn, they got that good nigga music playing in the background. Damn, this way you just take your kids and just open the back door and you let them roam free, huh? Just single moms and nigga music. This is totally safe. Totally safe.
Remember this. You ain't never seen none of these elected officials in your life or people that want to be these posers. I can't stand a fake politician. They only come up and show up when it's time to run.
She a real politician. She get out there in the streets. She get out there in the streets and show you what she doing with your money. She not that fake politician. She not on that fake politician bullshit. She not on that fake political bullshit. She's real. Oh, I dropped it by accident and pull it back up.
So bring them out, have a good time, come and learn something, and come always make sure you got facts versus fiction. Because at the end of the day, my work speaks for itself. And any event that I host, all the events that I host, all the events. Hey, girl. All the events that I host, you can bring your kids. You don't need no babysitter. You gotta drop them off. I'll make sure it's possible that you can actually let them go run around and wear they step out. And then when they get home, they just drop. You know the parents too, so I know what that feel like. So
yeah, she a single mom too. She know the game. She speak that sisterhood shit. She know. And if she know, y'all know. That's why y'all gotta support her. Don't listen to the haters. Haters say she stole money. The haters can't count. Just know the haters can't count.
Bring them out, have a good time, come and learn something, and come always make sure you got facts versus fiction. Because at the end of the day, my work speaks for itself. And I've been showing y'all, but at the end of the day, you got to want to see what it is that I truly do. It's just love on the community. And remember this, because election time coming up. Remember this. You ain't never seen none of these elected officials in your life or people that want to be these posers. I can't stand a fake politician. They only come up and show up when it's time to run. They ain't done nothing for 4 years. 4 years that went by, y'all. 4 years. And they ain't done nothing but keep up chaos.
Hey, look, she throw parties for the kids. She got a bouncy house. She probably got some kind of swings and shit. Got a water slide. Black politics, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. This is black politics right there.
Keep up division. Keep up controversy. Pay attention to that. Focus on those that's doing the work for you.
That's right. Niggas in a water slide is freedom, my nigga. Niggas on a water slide is fucking freedom, goddammit.
That's it. Ah, that's it. Hey. Hold on. All right, guys. This is it. This is it. Those are right.
That's the super mayor,
See
y'all.
y'all in a minute. I love y'all. Woo! Super mayor. Remember they said that I'm hiding. I'm outside.
She outside with your
That's
money.
exactly why I did not make
Outside
any
with your
videos
money.
about Tiffany Henyard being
She don't
on the
hide
run.
with your money. She outside with your money.
I knew this bitch
About to
wasn't
jump in
going
her
nowhere.
new ride with your money.
Soon as you make a video, there she go. Ain't nobody hiding it. Ghetto ass. We know you ain't hiding. Shit, beside, where could Tiffany Henyard go on the planet Earth to hide? With the shit that come out her mouth, where could she go? Hank wouldn't doubt that shit in a minute. Smash.
Yeah, that was Cooking with Frank. Had to snatch some of that real quick. Tiffany Henyard was outside with your money. He caught the breaking news. Had to pull up on that one real quick. Let me see. We got one more thing here. There's something else I wanted to see. Hold up. Tiffany Mama. We got to hear from Tiffany Mama. Tiffany Mama wants y'all to stop tripping, y'all. Tiffany Mama said her baby didn't do nothing. Her baby didn't do nothing, and y'all got to stop tripping on her baby. Stop saying she stole. Stop crying about that money, saying she stole. She ain't steal. She ate. Everybody got to eat.
Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Yes.
Go ahead. Hello, everyone. I just want to let you all know that is my lovely daughter, Tiffany, up there. We've been living here for 29 years, and I haven't seen anything done like she has done in her 1 year of service. So I appreciate it if the trustees would just.
What did she do? I mean, like beyond stealing, right? Let's say we put all the money, all the numbers, all the Amazon shit. Let's just say we put all that shit in the corner for a minute, right? We just put that shit to the side and act like it's not really a thing. What did she do, though?
Get along, get it together. And I really want to thank Mr. Holmes for standing by my daughter. He always there for her and had her back. Yep. Thank you.
I'm Miss Davis. I've been out here for 30 plus years. I was here before Tiffany and them moved out here.
Well, you know, her mama and them, they really don't want you to feel like, you know, Tiffany did anything. Her mom and them really want you to just have faith in Tiffany.
It's Tiffany Henyard situation.
Good evening, residents. My name is Cassandra Jordan. I've been a resident here in Dalton for 16 years. And when I look at the situation and everything that's going on, I can just honestly say I'm just so disgusted with what is going on in this village. And I want to encourage the voters, because I've come to the point that I don't just vote because you're just Black. We have to start doing our due diligence and start researching the people that we actually cast our votes for. We can no longer just take handouts and because you're my favorite or because I like you. We have to literally start doing our research. And for those of you that voted for Tiffany, I'm just going to honestly say it. You might not like me. You just didn't do your research. I mean, you can honestly look at this chick and see that there was an issue and that there was a problem. I mean, when you do your research, you see, I mean, if you got a person with a criminal background, who in their right mind would have put her in position? So I say to you all, do your due diligence and just stop voting for people because they're Black.
Obviously, your whole town wasn't in y'all right mind because y'all voted her in on a landslide, right? When you say who in their right mind, knowing that y'all voted her in on a landslide, y'all have to all hold that L collectively. It doesn't get better until you acknowledge that there's a problem, okay? You have to accept that there's a problem, right? Step one is acknowledging that you have a problem. The problem is you. Kind of retarded. You do stupid shit. You be trusting these bitches. And then when they fuck the money up, you be like, huh? Why? How? And now you got to take her credit card away. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take a credit card away.
Right now, we are bleeding. This village is bleeding. If these residents knew the truth, they'd hit the roof.
Okay, you are order. You need to remove her. Remove her.
So you got us into this mess, and now we're trying to salvage what we can to get out.
People that say things about me, I want you to prove it. Because like I said, fact versus fiction.
Didn't know them. A lot of my board members, they didn't know them either. Our biggest fear is that she's going to use them for her criminal defense attorney and that the village is going to pay for it.
Why are you having a federal criminal lawyer sit next to you at a village board meeting? I mean, all I can say is, really? We have a lot of experience in Chicago. That happens quite frequently, that politicians get indicted. But they don't have the municipality that they work for pay for their criminal defense.
Keith Freeman is fired from the village of Dalton. He no longer works here at the village of Dalton.
Tiffany's going to go down, and it's not over yet. It's not over. Honestly, it's just heating up. Her life is just getting good. It's almost, we're almost there. It's almost time. It's almost time, but it's not there. We're not there yet. The feds are just about ready. I know they're going to come in. And before the end of this year, the feds are going to be on her. It's what, August now? Yeah, before the end of this year, the feds are going to be on her. So we're going to have to pick this one back up. We're going to pick this case back up. We'll see what happens with Tiffany, but we're going to get up out of here. Thank y'all for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Throw $1 in the hat on your way out. I'd really appreciate you guys supporting the show. Thank y'all so much for watching. We are done.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.